Right guys, we are back, and as you can tell, this isn't Croydon, this is sunny Alicante, Spain. So we're actually at the 1 day out mark pretty much now. Tomorrow is the big day. We've been here since Thursday, and so far so good. So what do we want to run through today? Basically just want to give you a little brief heads up on how the past week has been since we last catched up. Training has been intense all the way up to the point of arriving here on Thursday. We landed and we basically just got into contact with obviously Coach Peter from the get-go and have been following instructions since. Everything's been running extremely well. You know, if there's wood to touch right now, I touch the wood, because it's surprising out of every show I've ever done, I'm normally in a position where something's ballsed up or I'm mentally not feeling great. Whereas right now I'm feeling really good, and I've had a lot of fortunate help from the right people, Redcon and co, putting things into place and allowing me to be able to just concentrate on the goal at hand, which is obviously trying to be my best come tomorrow evening. Very, very positive mindset, very, very happy, very focused. Couldn't have asked for a better, more, I suppose, accurate prep, because everything that's been laid out before us has been executed to the T. There has been no slip-ups, there's been no adjustments, there's been no need for calls. It's really been a process of, here's the list, tick it off, let's move on to the next thing, and make sure the itinerary is always getting boxed off to the best of our ability, and it has, it's been getting boxed off really well. So since we've been here, we literally had one training session, which was just a light training session, just to pump up the body, shift a bit of the weight from the flight. Plenty of posing has been going on, plenty of nutritional advice and eating and posing in between meals. As you can see, tan, obviously getting my tan on from my friends over at LSR. So it's just been really, really great, really busy. You'll notice that I feel somewhat lethargic right now, because it's obviously 1 day before the show. So it's getting to that point now where really it's just about having your feet up and resting. There's not really much to do now. I've kind of done the majority of the work. I will also highlight this, that it doesn't mean that all the work's done, and nor should you feel that way, but it's just about where do you put the work in now. And for me, it's like in between meals when I have posing calls with Patrick is when I put the effort in, and then between those other times I kind of just focus on allowing my feet to get some rest and the body just to freshen up for tomorrow, because tomorrow's the big dance. And obviously we're going to make sure that when we're on pose we give it absolutely everything, and in order to do that we've got to be quite fresh. Almost want to come out of a little dip of being so run down and beat down that you've reached peak condition, that you start to come back out that hole and actually feel a little bit more rejuvenated and fresh, so you've got some battle in you. Because obviously if you get to show day and there's no fight left in the dog, then the dog's going to lose the fight, and that's obviously not what we want. So the purpose of the past day or two has just been to put the food back in, slowly increase the carbohydrates, reduce the protein a little because it's not so important now, and just focus on peaking this body. So today is essentially the last day of being able to manipulate things massively. Tomorrow daytime we obviously have time to still manipulate some things, but it's not a full day. And then we roll onto stage tomorrow evening for the big show. So I just want to express the importance of your support groups that you have with you. I'm here with obviously Louis and Chris, and it's been nothing but a joy having them around. They have made this experience one that is very, very delightful for me. We all go out together, we go shopping together, we buy stuff, we go get coffee, and we just spend time kind of, you know, shooting shit, talking crap, and making sure that it's not all too consuming. We haven't been boxed off in a room like a prison cell and staying in there all day. We've managed to get out a little bit, which is nice. Take a few strolls down the marina and just catch some sights. Have a laugh about what we're going to do after the show, obviously, because that's what you have to do. And yeah, just remember, you know, you don't have to go at this alone. There are people out there that care. And obviously, on a personal note, missing Yannicka lots, my girlfriend. I can't wait to see her at some point. She's with me every day that I'm doing this. She obviously messages me and we FaceTime. Obviously, Luke's with me every day in energy and in spirit. I'm doing this for him. It's definitely a part of the process. Good friends out there, you know, my Ben Chow, Fuad and friends. They all represent bodybuilding and the culture that we love, and that's why I do this as well, is to support what we do and to embrace what we do, so that you guys at home can fall in love with it too and hopefully continue it, because bodybuilding survives if bodybuilders survive, and you know, the only way to do that is for us to share the insights of what bodybuilding truly is, and the love of what it truly is, and the process of what it truly is, with no filters and no thinning of the actual requirements of the endeavor, because it is hard, it isn't simple, but that's part of what we love. And if we can show you that the trials and tribulations and the stresses and the hardships are worth their weight in gold when it comes to the joys and the kind of spiritual you know, happenings that come from small victories and rewards, then I'm a happy man, because I feel like my job's done, and I feel like you guys can then take that with you and share it on to the next, and I can sit back when I'm an old man and watch you lot bodybuild and continue doing what I love so dearly. So one day to go, 24 hours time. I might be getting myself backstage and getting ready to crank out some of the world's best bodybuilders, because this truly is an epic show, and there truly is some epic bodybuilders here. Feeling confident, feeling like I can win this. You know, if it goes my way, then essentially this is the first win for me as a pro, but also the first win for me as a training partner of Luke. So it means a lot. So we'll see what's what, and we will catch up on Sunday after the show, because we're going to do obviously a wrap up of how things had gone. But in the meantime, guys, I just want to say I love you all. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for supporting the Redcon Shedcon t-shirts. Sold out very fast, very cool. There will be more, and everyone that asks about the UK, there is stock on its way, so that's another thing to keep into account. That will be coming. So thanks for supporting Shedcon. James Hollingshead here from Redcon 1, and I'll see you again after the show on Sunday, and we'll catch up then and discuss. Big love here from Alicante. Thank you, guys.
Emilio, take that check for $9,000. Barbara, the gold medal. The ticket to the Joe Wieners Olympia stage in Las Vegas this December. The title of 2020 Europa Pro Champion 2, James Hollingshead.
I'm gonna start like that because honestly, guys, when we were filming the previous part of this video, I was a nervous wreck about to head out to the biggest competition of my life, not knowing what the result was going to be, praying that I was going to do well, hoping I would be top 3 out of, you know, however many people were in that lineup, with masses of uncertainty and anxiety hidden beneath the skin, and you know, really just not sure of where I was and what I was doing, and kind of just trying to hold it together. Brave face, you know, trying to keep the strong mentality, trying to keep strong for you guys who were watching at the time. And now we're here, we're sitting in my living room, I'm back in England, and everything's changed for me as a person, on a personal level, spiritually, emotionally. You know, I won. I fucking won. I've come back and I've won. I am the Europa Pro champion of 2020 with a $9,000 check. Sorry, euro check, because it was in Europe. And let me just tell you something quickly before this happened. You see this number? Before I went on stage, let me just tell you boys and girls what happened. I dropped that in the toilet. It went into my own piss. Literally, I went for a wee. Before I was about to go for pre-judging, I was like, yeah, come on, Jay, get ready for this. And I obviously used my left hand and I knocked it, and it unbuckled and went into my own toilet. And I was like, shit, I gotta be on stage in like 15 minutes. I had to put my hand into the toilet, reach into my own piss and pull out my own number. And a lot of people would have just been like, oh, this is it, that's it, fuck, bad omen. I was like, do you know what? Without a bit of comedy before stage, something to lighten my heart is a good sign. So I took it for what it was. I tried to dry it off, didn't I remember? I come out and I was like, Louis, I need some tissue, mate, I've got to dry this off. And I probably got on stage stinking of piss. But let me just, you know, highlight that was all part of it. That's part of God's plan. You know, that was part of the higher experience. And it didn't faze me, it just made it all more special. So pissy number, and good spirits going on stage. And yeah, wow, where do I even begin? I don't even know where to begin because I haven't really spoke about it. Kind of like, I've obviously briefly spoke with the boys, but kind of since I got back, I've kind of just sat and kind of let everything spin and revolve around my head. But processing it is something that I'm doing as we're talking now, actually. And I couldn't be happier. How could I be happier? How can I be more happy than a victory from a show that was a frightening endeavor, that scared me, that challenged me, that put me under my absolute, highest levels of pressure that I've ever been under, challenged me more than anything that's ever challenged me in life, was a way of coping with a tragedy that happened earlier in the year, and at the same time was also part of a childhood dream and passion that I've already been chasing and trying to achieve. Like, it's everything. It's everything. What is it not? It's my entire existence. And when something's your entire existence and you come out on top, you've won. I don't know. It's like life's made. There's more to achieve, yes, but right now in this moment in time, the goal that was set was this. And if you was to ask me, did I think I was going to win, beforehand? Part of me did, but there was a part of me that was always like, maybe it's not my time yet, maybe it's not my time yet, because I'm used to being knocked back a little bit. The past few years when I've wanted something, obviously it hasn't quite come as quick as I want, which it's all part of that. You have to understand that patience is really important. And I suppose, so if anything, this has taught me to be patient, and I suppose coming into this show, I was also still feeling patient. And maybe that patience meant that I wasn't sure that the win was going to come. But once we got up there, and once I felt the stage, felt the energy of the crowd, felt my own energy in myself, and assessed how the judging was going from a kind of a professional perspective and an experienced perspective, I knew I was in for the win after the pre-judging. And the funny thing is, after pre-judging, people were coming up to me and saying, you've got this, you've got this. And I'm very much under the mentality where I'm like, don't tell me that now, because it's not done. The fight is not over. It's like telling people that they've won the war when there's still one more battlefield left to conquer. And that last battlefield might have all the artillery that you've never even witnessed. You could get smoked at the last minute. And I just wasn't willing to accept that the job was done yet. I was not willing to say, yeah, I've got this. I can't have that mentality, that's just not me. So when people were approaching me backstage and whatnot, saying, I think you got this, James, I was like, nah, not yet, don't tell me that. I remember one of our friends, like Hader, saying, you've got it, man, how's it feel? I was like, don't tell me that yet, bro. And I said to him, I said, take that, what I've just said to you, in your future shows, because that mentality is what's going to help you. Don't feel like you've got it just because it's not done yet. Like, it ain't over till, they say that it ain't over till the fat lady sings. It ain't over till the fat lady sings. And that's why I was telling myself over and over again, you're going to go back out there again for finals and you're starting from scratch. Like, all that fight you just did there, you've got to do that all over again. Because if you don't, they will. And if they do that, they're taking your ass. And that's why when it came to the finals, as exhausted as I was and as tired as I was and as depleted as my muscles felt and weak, I was not willing to buckle or back down. I was just like, I'm gonna fucking do this now. Fortunately, I had enough, passion left in me and energy. I think with, I obviously had Luke's t-shirt with me, seeing that, because I actually didn't realize, I didn't plan to do what I did. I had Luke's t-shirt with me because I was generally wearing it. And then when I unfolded it and I looked at it, I was like, I have to do something. And I decided to walk backstage with it. And that t-shirt gave me that last push for, that last part of the night to be able to get through it. And obviously that t-shirt being Luke, essentially, I think perhaps he was there to do that, to be there with me, to push me for that last part and to make sure that, I get the job done. Because he wanted me to win that show, trust me. He wanted me to win that show, I know he did. And to be able to say that we did it is a dream. And that was the purpose of this prep since day one, was to get that win for us. And Like I can breathe now. I feel like I've done it. So that was, it's major, man. It's major. Because he started this process with me this year, and now it shows that he finished it as well. So there's not a lot more to say. I just want to say thank you, and I just want to say thank you, Luke, for being there, because I know you were there. And thank you to everyone that supported us on this prep. Sorry to be emotional, but you know, sometimes you got to be. And to all you fans of Luke, you know, all the people that supported him in his journey, this is as much a part of his journey as well. And I know that he'll appreciate your support for this. So from not just myself, but obviously from him too, and from, you know, my friends and the people that support me, thank you for being behind us. And this is the beginning, and there's a lot more to come. So, Europa Pro Champion for Redcon 1, I'm James Hollingshead, and let's see what happens next.